YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to Bananas Epic Gaming, and today on Bananas Epic Gaming, we are filming the 71st episode of CageTalk. Now, we're going to be doing the full 7-round NFL mock draft for the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to take effect into trades and the DeAndre Hopkins trade that is being rumored, because we should get something back for him. He wants to rework his contract and probably wants a new deal, and I'd rather give up something now when he has some name value than not get anything. So let's get into it. And now at pick 8, if I'm the Arizona Cardinals and the board looks like this, I'm extremely happy. Because not only did we trade down and acquire more picks, but our guy is still here. So this is a win-win for us in this scenario, and I am rushing to the podium because with the 8th overall pick of the 2023 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Tyree Wilson, edge rusher out of Texas Tech. Now, if the Cardinals trade down and somehow manage to still acquire Tyree Wilson, this is a extremely big W for them because they get a long-limbed defender that they could trust to get after the quarterback. Tyree Wilson is the second best defensive end in the draft, right behind Will Anderson. Yes, you lose out on Will Anderson and risk him going to the Seahawks, but you got to think long-term here. If somebody offers you multiple picks and a future first, you should take it. If not, take Wilson. Or take Anderson, whichever one you like at 3. But I traded down to acquire more picks to build this team through the draft because that's something the Cardinals need to do. Stop relying on veterans. Tyree Wilson will be a tremendous piece to this new defense that we have going on, and the Cardinals get a baller. Now on to the next pick. Before we get into our second pick, I'm going to say the Arizona Cardinals are going to trade DeAndre Hopkins away, and I'm going to try to get a second-round pick, and I'm using Pro Football Focus, and the only team that would give us a second-round pick, and only a second-round pick, is the Kansas City Chiefs. So this is a win-win for us. We get a second-round pick, and DeAndre Hopkins gets the best chance at a ring. So DeAndre Hopkins for the last pick in the second round. Now with our first pick in the second round. So with their first pick in the second round, I'm going to have the Arizona Cardinals automatically get DeAndre Hopkins' replacement, because this wide receiver, he may be small, but he plays like he's 6'3", and he can make consistent catches. So with the 34th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Joshua Downs, wide receiver out of North Carolina. Now, Josh Downs is one of the best receivers in the class, and he won't be here when we pick again in a few picks because there are wide receiver needy teams. So I'm going to take him early, and let's hope that the DB that we need is still on the clock. Because if we can replace our D-Hop and Byron Murphy, then we can just start building the trenches, the O-line and D-line with remaining picks. Josh Downs does have big shoes to fill, but luckily Hollywood Brown's here, and so is Rondale Moore. Rondale Moore hasn't been really healthy, and we just signed Zach Pascal. So he doesn't need to make a big impact, but he can make an impact on this team, and he could help us out. So I'm going to go with Josh Downs because we need to get another body because we have him. Then we have Hollywood Brown, we have Pascal, and we have Rondale Moore as our top 4 wide receivers. Now on to the next pick. And coming in with our next pick at pick number 44 This is the pick we got when we traded down with the Atlanta Falcons, and our DB is still here. So with the 44th pick in the second round of the 2023 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Emmanuel Forbes, defensive back from the Mississippi State. Now, the Arizona Cardinals, they get a player that they want and they need, because we need a good DB, and Emmanuel Forbes is that. He's one of the best DBs to take on day 2, and they get him at pick 44, which is a win-win, because now they can replace Bryon Murphy with this pick. I would hope that they would still try to bring in another veteran, because I don't trust his DB room, because his DB room's going to get torched this upcoming season as of right now. But Emmanuel Forbes, if he's on the board with your second pick, if you can get a second pick, if they trade down, I would go there. If not, you have to make a decision. Do you want a wide receiver or do you want a DB? But in this scenario, we have 3 second round picks, and we hit needs. Now on to the next pick. And now the Arizona Cardinals are officially trading DeAndre Hopkins to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs, I tried every team. I wanted a second round pick, and we get pick 63. So we're on the clock at pick 63. And now the Kansas City Chiefs pick belongs to us, and we are rushing to that podium because we're going to get arguably one of the best centers in the draft, because we need to build that offensive line. We need to make it stronger, make it younger to protect our franchise quarterback, Kyler Murray, when he comes back. So with the 63rd pick of the 2023 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select center Luke Wypler from the Ohio State University. Now, Luke, he's the best offensive center in the draft that I like. We get him at this end of the second round because we traded with Diop. We get Diop's replacement. We get the DB that we need to get to replace Bryon Murphy, and we get help for the offensive line, which is in dire need of help. Because when Kyler Murray comes back, we want him to be the best that he can be, and he can only do that if he has good people protecting him. And Luke can go with Will Hernandez, DJ Humphries, and Kevin Beach. And we just got to find that right guard, because I don't trust Josh Jones, and I think I have the perfect person for that position. Now on to the next pick. And now the Arizona Cardinals are back on the clock, and I'm going to get the best prospect on my board, and it is another D-end, because I'm just going to put talent on the D-line, because I'd rather get young defensive players and hope that they can be the best that they can be than overpay for a veteran, because I'm going to build through the draft. So with the 66th pick of the 2023 NFL Draft in the third round, the Arizona Cardinals select Andre Carter, defensive end from Army. Now, Andre Carter adds on to the young defensive line that I'm building, because defense wins championships, and going forward, we're not going to overpay for no more veterans. Carter has a tremendous upside, raw potential, and I trust our new head coach to unlock that potential. Hopefully that guard that I like is still there, because if he is, this is the perfect draft for us. Now on to the next pick. Coming in at pick 75 is the Arizona Cardinals again, and I'm just going to keep loading that defense. I'm going to wait to get that offensive player I like, because I'm looking over our depth chart and I don't trust the DB room, and I like this DB that's still there. So with the 75th pick of the third round of the 2023 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Eli Ricks, defensive back out of Alabama. Now, Eli coming in, he doesn't have to be the number 1, 2, or 3. He could easily come in and be depth for us going forward. for at least right now, because we have Marco, and then we have Eli. We have. I'm pretty sure we're gonna bring in a vet, but Marco Wilson is obviously DB2. Emmanuel, Forbes, and then Eli. Right now, if we don't bring in a vet, and I trust Eli being a 3, but I don't trust him being a 2. And he came from Alabama, and Alabama normally has good corners and good players. Eli should be the pick here if he's here at this position. Now on to the next pick. The Arizona Cardinals are back on the clock at pick 96. And with this one, I'm just going to take that offensive lineman that I've been hinting at, because he's going to fall because he's coming off of a major ACL injury. So with the 96th pick of the 2023 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Andrew Vorhees, offensive guard / I believe he can play center too, from USC. So Andrew Vorhees is one of the better offensive lineman prospects in the draft, but he only fell because of his ACL injury. The Cardinals get an absolute stud of a player who should not be here, but he got here because of an injury. When he comes back healthy, the Cardinals find that missing piece of the offensive line. And that's what we need from Murray, a good O-line. Now on to the next pick. Now Arizona's back on the clock at 105, and we're going to go in the trenches. We're going to get some D-line help again. We're going to get some D-tackle help. And there's a D-tackle here that I really like. So with the 105th pick of the 2023 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Bryon Young from Alabama Crimson Tide. Now Bryon Young is just D-line depth. He could be a good starting D-tackle, but Luke Fortu is our nose tackle. And he can just be rotation, because we need good rotating pieces on this Cardinals defensive line. And Young is a decent player to be that guy. And I believe he could be a good starting depth player for us. Now on to the next pick. The Arizona Cardinals is back on the clock, and we need a player that could compete for depth because Murray's out for a good chunk of the year. So this quarterback that we have talked to, it's been out that we've talked to this quarterback, we're going to take him. So with our next pick, the Arizona Cardinals select Dorian Thompson-Robinson, quarterback from UCLA. Like I said, this pick is just depth competition. If he doesn't do good, we can put him on the practice squad for a little while. I know we're not supposed to do that with draft picks, but we're getting late into the draft. And we need somebody that could eventually be a good backup. I think if he sits for a year or two, either on the bench or in practice squad for a year, he would be a good backup to replace Colt McCoy. But he should be the pick here if he's here, because we have talked to him and we apparently do like him. Now on to the next pick. The Arizona Cardinals are back on the clock at the top of round 6, and we're just going to take a running back because we need some running back depth as well. So with our first pick in the 6th round, the Arizona Cardinals select Dewayne McBride, running back out of UAB. Dewayne is one of the better running backs that I have seen for the late round picks. I like Dewayne. I think he could be a good back, good depth back for the Arizona Cardinals, because we have James Conner, and we need him to have a couple more good dancing partners, and I would like to get somebody on a rookie contract like Dewayne McBride. He is explosive. He could be our goal line back, because we need to load this offense up to the T. Now on to our last pick. And with our last pick, it's not going to be a flashy pick. We're going to get a punter because I want to get a young punter. That way we have an in-house punter that we brought in from the start of his career. And the best one is obviously still on the board. So with the last pick of the 2023 NFL Draft for the Arizona Cardinals, they select Jake Moody, punter from Michigan. Now, Jake Moody's a kicker. I would bring him in and move on from Matt Prater and maybe pick up a punter in the unrestricted free agents or just sign a new punter. But I'm trying to get younger because we don't need to be paying that much money to a kicker. So Jake Moody should be the pick here. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Tap the little bell on my YouTube app so you guys never miss an upload. This one is going up on the same day as the WrestleMania predictions, and tomorrow we might get one more, and that is the Scream 6 spoiler review. So please be sure to like and subscribe. Tap the little bell on that YouTube app so you never miss an upload, and I'll see you guys on the next one.